of the long white cloud. All the way from New Zealand, it's Aaron Boyce. This man stepping up the centre ring for the unenviable task of taking on the great one, the legend, the powerhouse Ian Jacobs. Can he do it? Can Aaron Boyce defeat Ian Jacobs here tonight and maybe put an end to the much anticipated comeback of the greatest Australian kickboxer ever?
Everybody in the house tonight, make some noise!
New Zealand's Aaron Boyce stepping into centre ring. This is the man who's got the task of stepping up against the powerhouse Ian Jacobs. And I'll tell you what, folks, this is one brave man indeed. Oh, listen to that music! Listen to the ovation! It can only mean one thing! Make his way to the squared circle! Pound for pound, the greatest Australian kickboxer ever! He is a legend! The excellence of execution! The great one, Ian Jacobs! After a 4-year layoff, Ian Jacobs returns to centre ring here at K1 Max. The defining moment in the history of Australian kickboxing. The greatest ever, Ian Jacobs hammer.
Well, Michael, Ian Jacobs back in centre ring, something I never thought I'd see again. But certainly a treat we're in for. Let's hope his return campaign is successful.
The great one, Ian Jacobs, is in centre ring. We are going to explode. Let's go to the great one of ring announcing, Andy Raymond.
A super middleweight contest, ladies and gentlemen. We are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds under K1 rules. In this international bout, I will introduce to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from across the Tasman, New Zealand. He has gone to war with the likes of Arthur Sakanis and Gino Zampogna. Tonight weighed in at 77.65 kilos, Aaron Boyce. Fighting out of the red corner from Brisbane, Queensland. Voted pound for pound, Australia's best kickboxer, a former WKA and ISKA middleweight champion of the world. Has beaten a virtual who's who of kickboxers, both locally and overseas. He weighed in at a lean, mean, slim, trim, ripped, chiseled, buffed and cut 79 even kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, need we say more, but he's back, the powerhouse, Ian Jacobs! And the man in charge of the action, the living legend himself, Mr. Dave Hedgcock.
Well, we've got two legends in centre ring, the legendary Ian Jacobs and the living legend Dave Hedgcock. And the stare down.
I want a good, clean break. I won't tolerate any interruptions. You understand what I'm saying? No breaking the rules. My best man wins.
Aaron Boyce from New Zealand against the great one, Ian Jacobs.
Well, here's a prediction, Michael, from Jacobs' corner. A first-round KO via the way of a head kick.
Well,
let's see if they can pull it off. That's what they're predicting. Let's see if Jacobs can do that one right out of the hat.
Well, joining us in commentary, the super promoter Tarek Solek. Tarek Solek, Ian Jacobs' corner have called it a first-round knockout by the hardest shins in the world.
Well, mate, not only the hardest shins in the world, I think he's got the biggest heart in the world to this kid, and he's definitely my favourite. It's good to have him back in the ring tonight.
Ian Jacobs, the excellence of execution, back in centre ring after a 4-year layoff. And
Break, step back.
up against a very tough campaigner in Aaron Boyce, who, of course, has gone to war against some names such as Gino Zampogna and Arthur Sakanis. And look out for those wicked round kicks of the man they dubbed the Aussie Van Dam, Ian Jacobs. This one's scheduled for 5-3s under K1 rules, so knees will be permitted and modified grappling. A flicking high left round kick there by Jacobs, then just collects him with the right hand. Well, Jacobs opening up strongly here in the first round. The glittering traditional gold shorts of the powerhouse Ian Jacobs, of course, that Queen music that he always comes out to. He is looking at picture of fitness here in centre ring, Hammer.
Well, those black and blue shorts, Jacobs was renowned for them. Gary Minos down there in black and blue, always turning out the chiseled fighters. Always looked the goods with the black and blue gear on. Jacobs no exception.
Tarek Solek, a solid start so far for the powerhouse Ian Jacobs.
Yes, and take nothing away from Aaron. He's trying his best out there. He's got a record of 17 wins, 5 losses. But I've noticed that Ian's punching a lot better on this fight.
Oh, big right hand smack bang on the kisser there from the powerhouse Ian Jacobs with Wayne Spencer in his corner. Nice snappy 1-2 to the jaw there from Aaron Boyce. And Boyce has won some good leather so far from the powerhouse. Jacobs just weaves out of the way of the overhand right of Aaron Boyce and digs away with an uppercut of his own. 1.5 minutes down here in the first round, set for 5 by 3. Nice lead to the midsection there by the powerhouse Ian Jacobs.
Well, Aaron Boyce certainly not taking a backward step. He's given it his all. Jacobs working his grapple and knee technique tidily.
Oh, and nice gut-munching front kick there from the powerhouse Ian Jacobs, just picking off Aaron Boyce.
And it is going to take Jacobs possibly a round or two to find his feet. Probably an early stoppage in this fight is not going to be what Jacobs wants in his return. He needs to get a couple of rounds under his belt because as his opponents get more accomplished, Tarek, they're going to be in there and they're going to be sharp. So Jacobs is going to want to do a couple of rounds here tonight, isn't he?
That's correct, but don't take anything away from Aaron. I think Aaron's here to fight here. He's a tough bloke. I've watched a couple of his fights before, and he can really take a pounding.
Comments from the super promoter Tarek Solak ringside with myself, Michael Chavallo, and my verbal sparring partner, the Hammer, Mark Castanini. We're coming to you from the Crown Showroom. Jacobs just stinging Aaron Boyce there for sharp jab, nice uppercut combination. Dave Hedgecock keeping a close eye on proceedings. Those glittering gold shorts just weak off the knee there. Ian Jacobs, and Dave Hedgecock separates both men into the final 30 seconds of the first round.
Well, Dave Hedgecock, the man with the job in centre ring, keeping a very close eye on both fighters, keeping this one fairly clean.
Okay, break, step back, step back.
A knee to the outside left rib cage there from Aaron Boyce, one of his first good knees of the fight. Step up front kick to the chin there, just turn the head of Aaron Boyce from Ian Jacobs. Jacobs, of course, who has gone to war and defeated the big names, including Cash Gill, Dale Westerman, Gurkhan Ozkan, Ed Beverlock, and a host more. Only 2 blemishes on his record being to Alex Toohey and Mancy Gibson. End of the first round of action, Hammer. How do you see it so
Into
far?
the first round, as Ian the Powerhouse shakes off his ring rust and gets ready for the second. Aaron Boyce putting up a very, very strong front. Tell you what, he's here to fight, as Tarek, as you said. He's here he's a tough boy, and he's given it a bit of a shake-up. But I think give me 2-3 more rounds under Jacobs' belt, and he's going to start to find his feet. He's going to get a lot more comfortable, and he's going to start nailing Boyce.
Well, Aaron's definitely here to fight, and Ian Jacobs has impressed me with his uppercuts, right uppercuts, which has come out very sharply. Not yet, not yet.
Anything sore?
No.
Relax. Hey, come on, let's breathe. Listen to breathe. You've got to breathe more, mate. You're holding your breath too much. Okay? So be conscious of breathing and just keep it right up. Pick your shots. Don't overwork the dickhead. Pick it and make it happen, okay? Okay?
If you are alone too much, it's dead right.
Once again, we see Jacobs working the knee, drilling that knee into the midsection of Aaron Boyce. But the head kick just missing. Jacobs trying to spinning back kick. Didn't come off for him. And as Wayne Spencer was saying in the corner there with Scotty Bannon, Jacobs has to remember to keep tabs of his breathing. It sounds like a silly statement, Michael, but I tell you what, that's one of the marks of a relaxed fighter. They're also in control of their breathing, their body coordination. You start holding your breath when you're kicking and punching, and you're just going to tax your body so much more. Air is the fuel for your body, and you really need to keep fueling that body by good, solid breathing.
Oh, nice solid right hand there from Aaron Boyce, and here comes Jacobs. He's a mean and nasty fighter, no doubt about it. Ian Jacobs just planting a left hand on Aaron Boyce. Boyce goes down for a right hand to the jaw. Well, he tagged him in beauty, the right hand, smack bang on the chin. Boyce has been wobbled in the second round.
6. Hold your hands up. 7, 8. Okay.
Aaron Boyce on Rebel Leg Street here in the second round, Harry.
Well, Aaron's definitely came out firing there, but he got called for short right hand.
Step back, step back, step back. You heard me straight.
After Hammer, will Aaron Boyce go down in this
Well, he's
round?
still looking like he's a bit in the fog there, Michael. Jacobs is going to want to nail him up with some hand techniques now. Cut off the leg range.
Oh, Boyce gets hit again.
He's going to hang his...
Well, Boyce got hit by a big right hand smack bang on the forehand, and he's down. It's all over. It's good night, Irene. Well, Aaron Boyce has taken the trip down the boulevard of broken dreams.
Well, Boyce was out before he fell.
The powerhouse is back.
Certainly is back. Still looking a little bit weathered there, Jacobs, after that one. He had a bit of a hard battle there in that first round, come back secondly, but take nothing away from Jacobs. He's back. He knows what it feels like now, and you can bet that his next fight, he's certainly going to be more fit, focused, and ready. He's shaken off a bit of the rust now, got his footing back, and watch him come back in the next battle up there at Movie World. Looking forward to going at the Movie World.
Let's have a look at the devastation again in the second round, Hammer.
Here comes Boyce, giving it a bit of a shake-up. Jacobs getting caught with the uppercut and hooks there, but unleashed. when Jacobs gets tagged, that's when he really fires back. You can ask any of his sparring partners or former opponents. Once you tag Jacobs, that's like flicking a switch, and the true fighter is unleashed then. But he's a little bit slack until he gets tagged. And there's a big right hand that caught Boyce, and Boyce hanging on for dear life. He was already wobbled there, was in the fog, and down he went, and that's where the legend Dave Hedgecock called it off.
Let's go across to Andy Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, at a time of 1 minute, 8 seconds of round number 2, your winner via way of knockout, successful on his return, the powerhouse, Ian Jacobs. The gloves are coming off, and Ian Jacob has raised a sweat, his first bout back in just over 4 years. And Ian, as I said to Prince Amir earlier, it looks like you've never left.
Doesn't feel that way. A bit tight to start with, you know. 4 years, I've only had one spar for the fight. My timing and distancing is way out. 6 weeks, what do you expect after 4 years? I guarantee to do a lot better. A lot better.
Enjoyable just being back, the fact it didn't go all to plan, but enjoyable just being back and feeling that adrenaline rush again?
Yeah, well, I just started to get the feeling for it right at the end, you know what I mean? Like just starting to warm up a little bit, but it's great to be back, eh? I've missed it.
What about the scene in Australian kickboxing at the moment, the prize money, the prestige? It wasn't like that 4 years ago. Now it is, and you're back and hungrier than ever.
That's correct, mate. That's right.
Great to see you back, and we look forward to seeing you again here soon on Fox.
Thank you very much.
Well, Aaron, boys, the gloves come off, and a very brave man. I don't think there was anyone in Australia that wanted to face Ian Jacobs first up after 4 years. He's one hard boy.
Yeah, that's right.
How are you feeling at the moment? Probably a silly question.
Oh, no, I feel good. A bit disappointed because I trained hard for this. I wanted to give Ian a bit of fight in that, but he just caught me. I went and got a bit silly, and he caught me well.
There's certainly no shame in going back to New Zealand beaten by Ian Jacobs. One of the best, and it's great to see you here again.
Thank you.
Aaron Boyce, ladies and gentlemen, can hold his head very high, even in defeat.
Now let's have a look at the sequence of devastation that was Ian Jacobs' hammer in his return to glory against Aaron Boyce.
Well, as Ian said, a little bit rusty in the comeback. You can see his technique a little bit out, his timing a little bit out in range, but nevertheless, he's still give Aaron Boyce an absolute storm in centre ring, and really took it up to him, just all over it. There's a big right hand landing flush on the jaw of Aaron Boyce, sent him down. That was the first knockdown. Boyce shook that one off and came back. Again, big right hand. That was the second knockdown, and that one really caught Boyce. He was already out and on the way down as he held on, and then he dropped down.
It was a sweet victory for Ian Jacobs, and coming up next, Gurkhan Ozcan versus Daniel Tai for the championship of the world.